What's up, guys? In this episode, we are going to build a village breeder, which should result in a lot of villagers, as you see here. Essentially infinite amount of villagers. There's, lots. You should have quite a few just floating down here that you can use mine carts or whatever to come pick them up and use them for whatever you wish to use them for, whether it's a trading post or an iron farm or whatever. And the way that we do that and get that many villagers is by building this beautiful villager breeder farm. So this is what we're going to build in today's episode. So I'm going to show you what ingredients you need. I'm going to show you step by step on how to build this thing. And we are going to get going on this so that you can have just as many villagers as I do. So it's amazing. I'm really impressed. I've tweaked it a few times. And since the latest update, this is the way that I find works the best. I have had a couple other designs, but this is the newest one. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get cracking. All right, so what you're going to need to build this farm, 10 buckets of water. Now, you don't actually have to have 10 buckets. You can have 1 or 2 or 4, but you're going to need 10 blocks of water. It's easiest if you just have 10 buckets, but if you can't afford it because you don't have enough iron, that's fine. But anyways, that's how much water you're going to need. 1 composter, at least 1 potato. More is obviously better. 5.5 stacks of glass, a little bit over 5.5 stacks. 1 sign, 1 slab, 4 beds, 8 stairs, 9 trapdoors, 17 glowstones, 17 just building blocks. Doesn't matter if it's cobblestone, dirt, stone, and whatever. I'm using iron blocks just for the fun of it, and then you're going to need 3.5 stacks of dirt. If you're using iron tools, you can use 1 iron hoe. If you're using stone tools, you'll need at least 2, and then you want, if you want, you can have a shovel as well, just for mistakes or things like that you can remove unwanted dirt. All right. So to get started, you're going to want to find a relatively flat piece of land. So we have one right here, and you want to kind of get into the middle of that piece of land. So we're going to go somewhere right around here. What you're going to want to do once you find your center spot is grab your dirt, the composter, 1 bucket of water, and 1 of your glowstone. What you're going to want to do is from that center block, you're going to want to count 9 in every direction. So we're going to leave this one blank, go to the next block, start here, and count 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what you'll want to do is end the 9 with a T, just like that. And you'll do the same thing on all 4 sides. All right, when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. What you're going to want to do is go to the center block. You can place the water block there. Place a temporary block on one of the sides, place your composter here, and then place 1 glowstone just above it. The glowstone above it is going to obviously light part of the farm, but it's also going to prevent the farmer from jumping onto or into the compost and then jumping out and ruining all the land right around the composter, so we leave that block on top. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to actually want to take your dirt, and from these T's, from the corners, you're going to want to connect the corners all the way around, just like this. And if you did it properly, then the T's should connect up. If they don't, then just recount and make sure you have 9 from the center with the T at the end. So once you're finished connecting all of these, you're going to want to fill in the spaces in between. So you should have something that looks like this. Now you want to fill in all of these spaces with dirt. So I'll do that and I'll get back to you in just 1 moment. All right, so you should have something that looks like this with your nice diamond shape filled in with dirt. You're also going to want to decide where the front of your farm is going to be. That's where the breeders will be. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make it the front of the farm right here. What you want to do right now is either mark it or with a block, or you can do what I had just done and just clear out a 3x3 square just to remind yourself that this is the front. So the next thing you're going to want to do is grab the rest of your glowstone, grab the stairs, the trapdoors, and your random building blocks, and I believe that should be it. And what you're going to want to do is starting at where the breeders are going to be. You're going to do this pattern all the way across. You're going to do a glowstone, then you're going to do stairs with the trapdoor, and then another glowstone, 2 building blocks, and then the same thing, glowstone, stairs, glowstone. And you'll do that all the way around. Then you should end on the opposite side, same as the front. And so we're going to get that done. All right, so when you're done, you should have something like this. And I actually forgot to mention that part of the pattern is on all of the edges except the one where the breeders are going to be. So on the other 3 edges, you're also going to want to place 3 building blocks right at the ends. So just like this. And do that one more time. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your glass. So grab your glass, again, start from where the breeders are going to be, and on top of the blocks you just placed, you can place layers of glass. If you want, before you put the glass on the stairs, it's not a big deal because you can just open the trapdoor, but what you may want to do is grab your water buckets and actually fill the stairs with the trapdoors beside them, fill those with water. These are going to be all your water sources. So in total, you should have your 8 water sources that go all the way around, plus your 1 water source in the middle, and that should be perfect for this size of farmland. At any point in this as well, you could plow this land, so why don't we do that now, just so you can see. It's a good idea to get that done as well once you get the water in, because then you can make sure that you spaced them out properly, because if you did, then all the dirt should be getting wet, and you'll notice the difference. Like this one's getting wet, these are all dry still, so you should notice it'll reach all the way over to the middle. That would be good. So I'm going to clear all this out and see how it looks. All right, so yeah, you should have something that looks like this, and as you can notice that they're getting wet everywhere, so that is good. That means our water is in the right places. So now what you can do is take your glass, and you want to place them on all of these blocks, and you want to do it too high, and you want to go all the way around, and to be honest, you actually want to end up, so if you have a spare block, you want to place it right here, and you want your glass to end up there, just like that. So after, it'll look like the glass comes off where the breeders are by 1 block, right? So you can see how they're connected at the corners. That's what you want your glass to look like, and you want to go all the way around and do the end right here. All right, you should have something that looks like this. So you have glass all the way around. That's too high. You want to take one of your trapdoors. You should only have 1 trapdoor left, and you actually want to place it in between the top 2 pieces of glass on the front end at the top, just like that. That's going to keep the farmer from actually falling into where the breeders are, but still give him a spot to feed the potatoes to the breeders. So that's that. So this is technically done. You are ready to get a farmer in here other than actually planting potatoes, which we haven't done yet. So why don't we grab that? So again, you can see what this will look like when we have some potatoes growing. So again, if you have only 1 potato, that's fine. It will grow and your farmer will harvest it and start planting. It may just take a lot longer. Obviously, the more potatoes you have to start off with, the faster your farm is going to work. Generally, what happens is, how this works is the villagers, they fill up on potatoes in this case, because that's what we're using. And when they get to a certain point of in their inventory of being full of potatoes, then they will pass potatoes on to villagers nearby. And when they get full, then they get in the mood, so to speak. And then you'll see hearts show up around the villager, and they're ready to breed. So the more potatoes you have, the quicker your farmer will fill up, and the quicker he will be willing to share potatoes with any other villager nearby, which hopefully you'll have 2 in here, and then he'll start throwing them potatoes, and then when they get in the mood, then they'll start actually breeding. If you start with only 1 potato, then it will take quite a while for the farmer to get full, because he's harvesting the potatoes, probably keeping 1 or 2, planting the rest, and then eating, and slowly filling up. But if we can get a bunch of potatoes in here to begin with, then he'll fill up much faster, and this will work much faster. But again, it'll work either way. If you have the time, then start with 1 potato. If you don't, then try and grab more. Okay, that's good for now. So you can plant potatoes in every spot if you have them, but that's good. The farmer will take care of the rest. So now what you want to do is either get the farmer in here if you have him already, just so he can start farming. That's always a good idea. Or let's move on to the breeder portion and start building this. There is probably more than one way to do this. As of recently, I just changed it to this method where we have the water that surrounds them. I feel like there was something in the latest update that prevented the villagers from staying in the center. I used to keep them inside the center block there with some trapdoors around them, and they would breed, and the baby, they were standing on a fence post, and then they would fall below, but that doesn't seem to work anymore. One of the villagers, after going to bed, would stay outside the fences, and then anytime they bred, the babies would also be outside the fences, which was not good. It broke the system. So this is what I've done, is I've eliminated the trapdoors, and I have them just roaming on the bed. It works. There have been a few times when I end up having 3 villagers up here because one of the babies doesn't end up falling in, but I don't find that a problem at all. So what's going to happen now is they're going to breed. The babies will wander around on the beds and eventually walk off the edge and fall into the water stream, which doesn't matter what side they fall off on. It will carry them through the water stream and then down the system all the way down to wherever you want to store them. I like to keep them a little ways away. Hopefully it's far enough that they don't see the other villagers. The problem would be if there's too many villagers that these guys register compared to beds, then they won't want to breed. So we do want to carry them far enough away. All right, so to get started on this, we want to take that 3x3 square and dig it down 3 blocks and place our beds. All right, so you want to dig down so that from the surface of your farm you have 3 blocks, and then you want to place 4 beds in the square. So 1 bed there, 1 bed there, 1 bed there, and 1 bed there. With your spare slabs, you should have 1 slab. Place that slab right in the center so that it's just even. Just mostly for aesthetics, to be honest. Next, what you're going to want to do is you can clear out this area around the bed, and we're going to be digging down another few blocks to start to get the water source ready. So we're going to dig out starting from here. We're going to dig around, and then we're going to dig straight this way, and we're going to end somewhere over there. All right, so what you're clearing around the bed is you're going to clear everything so that there's a 1 block space around the beds, 2 high, so not including this. You want to leave this farm block here. Clear all of those out, and then starting on this square here, starting on this square here, you want to dig 1 more down. So this is where the water source is going to begin, and you want to, from here, you want to start counting 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go down another one, and then so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go down another one. Yeah, we'll do it there. You can do 8 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. We'll leave it at that. And we'll go down again. This needs to go. So that's where the water block is going to start. This all needs to disappear as well. Just like that. Oh, I missed that by 1 actually. That's my bad. I'm sorry. Let's grab some stone. Let's fix that, shall we? Oops, that's okay. So let's put this back. I went 1 too wide. That's why. I thought that was. There we go. There we go. All right, so that's the water block. That's where it starts. It goes around, comes down, and starts heading this way. And by this time, when you get back to this block, you should be 2 blocks down so that the water, if it was this high, then it would interfere with each other. So you should be 2 blocks down. So if we go back, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like I said, you can also go 8. I have a habit of going 7 Not entirely sure why. I also like to clear the ceiling a little bit just to prevent the baby villagers from getting caught if they're jumping. Sometimes they get caught on the ceilings in the transition points if the ceilings aren't pushed back far enough. Grab torches. Oops. Grab a torch to light this up so nothing spawns in here, which it won't anyways once water is in here, but I do like, it's nice to have light in here. Okay, so 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this is about good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So depending on how far away you want the villagers to go, you can keep going down by 7s. Once you get to the spot where you feel like they're far enough, which I feel like this is fine, you can go 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what's going to happen now is the villagers are going to come all the way down here. The water source is going to stop here and push the villagers to this block here. So then what you want to do is clear out these. Grab your glass. You should have some spare glass. I think I put this in the numbers. And just put glass there, there, and there. And then I eventually clear out this whole area. And this is your collection area where you'll actually come back and get the villagers. This is all you need. This is as big as you need. All you need is some rails to come into the corners. The villagers are going to be pressed by the water into this block here, so they should be squishing into the corners. And when you bring a minecart down and into the corner, then one of the villagers should hop right in. Should be a piece of cake. So we'll just fill this up. Now what I normally do as well is I build a pathway alongside here so that I have a way of walking down here or bringing the mine carts down here. So that is something that you can do, and you can match this as well. So from here you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then of course it goes up. So we'll clear up some ceiling space. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clear out some ceiling space. Yep. Okay. And I usually go all the way around, all the way out. So we'll go like that. We'll clear that up. So we should have a path right here. Perfect. And then we go up there. This is where it gets a little tricky because you have to go around this. So you want to be there, that block. So let's go back, just clear that out. So there we are. So that's good. 1, 2, yeah. So now we're going around the circle because there's that there. We can go up a block as well. And then same thing, we want to go right to there. So we went a little bit far on that one. And then again, we can go up a block here as well. We'll go up later. We'll go up right there. There. Okay, perfect. Just like that, just like that. Yep. So we'll close that. Sometimes I leave these open just so you can see, like put glass or something so you can see if babies are falling, but don't need that. Okay, and then essentially from here you can just make stairs out. And there you go. So we come out the side, so that should be good. So now we can have a little bit of a ceiling if we wanted. Okay, perfect. So once you get the rails and everything done, you can send the rails down, and this will be your collection to go get the villagers that are over there. All right. So let's clean this back up just like so. All right. So if you want, you can grab your sign, another water bucket, and what you want to do is place your sign. So we actually, I think we need that block there. And we place a sign right there. Place our water bucket there. Oops. And now that should go all the way down. We counted right. all the way to 1 block short. Yep, perfect. All right, that is the water source done. So that means from the bed, every square surrounding the bed is water, which is what you want. You don't want any bare blocks. So we will block that up. Perfect. All right, that is done. Next, what we want to do is we want to place the glass that goes around the breeders, which will prevent the adult villagers from walking off, but not stop. Sorry, I didn't realize all the zombies were deciding to come and try and eat the villagers. Let's do time set day. Goodbye, zombies. That's actually really satisfying. Goodbye. See you later. Just don't burn my forest down. And they all died. All right. So now we want to place glass. We want to come out from where the glowstone is, go all the way around, back to the glowstone. So we take our glass, we come out from the glowstone, going all the way around, which, like I said, will fence off the adults, but not stop the baby villagers. You can leave it too high if you want. That is safe, right? Zombies and things can't get in. If you want, for aesthetics, you can make it just as high as the rest. So go a 3rd layer, just like so. And that's it. So at this point, your village breeder is ready for villagers. Depending on how you collect your villagers, that's up to you. Also, how you get them in here is up to you. I will have another video shortly where I show how I get my villagers in here, which I think is the safest way and the easiest way. So hopefully you have an area that's close by a village, which will make it easier to grab villagers. But I will have a video linked in the description of how I collect villagers and how I bring them to here and get them safely into the breeder. All right, so the next thing you are going to want to do is grab your villagers. Not a zombie villager. First thing you want to do, I mean, if you have all 3, then that's fine. I prefer to get the farmer in first, just so that he can start working. You want to get your villagers in here. You should turn into a farmer any moment. Perfect. Then what you're going to want to do is get your 2 villagers in here as well. So let's spawn 2 in here. 1 and 2. All right, so they should chill right there. They should have no problems. They should never fall out, and it's perfect. Lastly, the last change I recently made, which I would highly recommend, is putting glass over top of the entire thing. It is safe at this point, right? Nothing can climb up. I have had a couple cases where I forgot that I had placed stairs leading up to it to get inside to do something, like to, I can't remember why I came in, but I had to come in a few times, maybe to grab some extra potatoes or something. And I forgot I left the stairs there, and zombies came up and went in and ate the farmer. I've also, in previous versions of this, where instead of building the dirt blocks on top, I actually dug out the area, which meant that this farm was level with the ground, which then only meant that the farm was only too high, right? This was level, if you know what I mean. So the ground was actually right here. So then what I ended up having was an Enderman at some point had placed a dirt block right there, causing stairs again, where a zombie was able to get up and go inside and kill the farmer. So to be safe, to get this 100% foolproof, essentially, place glass over top of the entire thing. The way I like to do that is put a temporary block there and then place glass there. So the glass is one block in, and then just fill the entire thing with glass. This essentially makes it foolproof, where you cannot lose your villagers because nothing can get in. And then essentially once this is set up, you won't need to come inside. If you do, I mean, feel free to make a way inside without, you know, a door or something like that that a zombie could just break. But Otherwise, you don't really need to ever come in here. So just seal it off. Keep it protected. The glowstone all the way around plus this one is enough light to keep any mobs from spawning in here. So you won't have to worry about that either. And once you cover this all up, you should be good to go. And that should be a farm village breeder done and dusted. Alright, so when you're done covering it up, you should have something that looks like this. It's 100% sealed, 100% safe. Farmer will just farm. He'll make all the potatoes, plant on all the spots, and over time he'll just start feeding the breeders. You may not ever see babies. Sometimes you'll stop by, you might see one on top of the bed, but for the most part they should just walk right off, and you'll end up seeing them down here. One thing I like to do is from that spot down below, so let's get all the way down there, is from this spot is I like to dig straight up from where they land. So right here, just dig straight up and place a piece of glass there so that you can over time just come and check on this. Oh, there's no babies yet, they haven't started breeding. I find that very effective because especially in the beginning where they haven't started yet, or you just built the farm and you're seeing if they've started breeding yet, it's a nice way to check. Oh, okay, they're not breeding yet. Either it's not working because it's been way too long and they should be, or they just they aren't full of potatoes yet. But that's it. That is the village breeder. Should look something along these lines. If you have any other recommendations or any other ideas on village breeders that you've done or that you've seen in the past, please let me know in the comments below. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell icon so that you can be notified when I post more videos just like this one. If you got something out of this episode, hit that like button. Place a comment down below letting me know what you liked about it. And if, like I said, if you have any recommendations, also let me know in the comments if you have found other ways to make village breeders, other effective ways to collect the babies. Let me know down in the comments. Alright guys. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.